In this video, we'll understand about a flashback, and flashback recovery area, flash recovery area. So let's understand. Before understanding flashback, we need to know that what is flash recovery area. There are different types of flashback facilities in Oracle 10G. Some of it are like flashback database, then we got flashback drop facility, flashback table facility, flashback query facility. Now flashback drop, what would happen is, flashback databases, like suppose you want to restore, bring your database to a situation at how it was in a particular time. So you would fire a command, something like flashback database to a particular time command. So I'll just show you an example of how would you fire the flashback database command so that your database is flashback to a certain time. You would give the command something like flashback database to SCN, whatever is the timestamp, SCN timestamp. And then what would happen is your database would be flashed to that particular time. So that facility is called flashback database command. And the flashbacks is possible using flashback logs. What is flashback logs is they are log files which are generated in a particular destination in a flashback database. Now the flashback logs are stored in a flashback recovery area, and if you want to see the contents of a flashback table, you need to query the table $recovery underscore file underscore table. Let's go to this table and see. So let's see the table $recovery underscore file underscore dash table. So here is the destination where the flash recovery, where the flash logs are created. So flashback database requires flashback logs, and it's stored in the table $recovery underscore file destination. That's the place where the destination of the file is situated. And what happens is, for doing a flashback operation, it requires flashback logs. We'll be seeing that a lot more in detail. We will understand about flashback drop feature, which is like you can drop a table, or even though you drop a table, you can bring it back from the recycle bin. So that feature we will be seeing that. The third thing is called the flashback table feature. Now for flashback table, they don't require, flashback table do not require they don't require flashback logs. Flashback logs are only required by flashback databases, while flashback table require undo data. Now to flashback a table means like you can flash a particular individual table, like going to Scott user, and then there is a table here called test. So if I want to flashback this particular table test on a how it was on a particular time, that is possible using flashback table feature. So we also have something called flashback query. Flashback query could involve transactional query feature of flashback or flashback transaction table. So these features, through this feature you can see what is happening to a particular table. But for flashback query and flashback table, what is most important is the undo data. The undo data is very much required for flashback table facility and the flashback query facility. Flashback query facility has got facilities like version query, and there's a transaction table, query table, where all the detail of transactions are stored in that table. So we will see that later. Right now, let's know more about flashback recovery area. Flashback recovery area flashback recovery is visible through this particular table that is called v dollar recovery underscore file underscore destination table. So that name from v dollar recovery underscore file dash, this will show you the destination where the flashback recovery file is. It also tells you how much is the space limited for it and how much space is used for the flashback recovery area. So now you can achieve this by firing the following command: alter system set db recovery file test size equal to 20 megabyte, scope equal to both. So that is like when you say scope equal to both, it means it will affect both the memory file and also the server parameter file. So the command alter system db recovery file dash size would determine the size of the flashback recovery area. The destination could be determined by this command alter system set db recovery file dash equal to whatever is the destination. Now we can use OEM to do the setting for flashback recovery area. Okay. So you see this command here, this is used for setting the size of the flashback destination. This is the destination where the flashback logs would be created, and this would be the size, the maximum size the flashback logs, that much flashback that much would be the space assigned specially for flashback logs. While the command alter system set db recovery underscore file underscore destination would specify the destination where the flashback logs would be created. Next is there is also one more important parameter called db underscore flashback underscore retention underscore target. Now this parameter, what it would do is it would mention in how many seconds the flashback could occur, which means if you say that many seconds, so when you give a flashback database, it's you can flashback that particular database to that many seconds. So let's see this in Oracle Enterprise Manager to have a more understanding of this. Go into recovery settings. Yeah, so now when we go into recovery settings, you see this area is called the flashback recovery area. This is the location where the flashback logs are created. This is the size of the flashback logs. So let's suppose I make it to 3 GB. Okay, and I set the flashback retention to say 48 hours. So which means what would happen is I would be able to do a flashback for more than 1 day, more than say 2 days, that is 48 hours. So that much size, the flashback log would be at the most be of that much size. Everything is decided by this particular parameter, flashback retention. So when I set for 48 hours, if I click on show SQL, let's see the SQL which is generated. See the same SQL which we used to fire for the here would be created here. This is like setting the size for flashback recovery, while this is setting how many days the parameter can be flashed back to, how much the database could be flashed back to, because that will impact your retention parameter, that will impact your recovery using flashback. Now you can see here in OEM this particular location here, flashback recovery area. This is the flashback recovery area. How much is the space assigned for it? The space is assigned by the following parameter which you saw here, flashback recovery area size, and how much is being used. Everything is visible using OEM. And to know it through the dictionary, you can see this following table, that is v dollar recovery file underscore destination. Space limit will show you how much is the space available for it. space used will show you how much is the space used for it. And so this is like, now when you see the flashback recovery area, the flashback recovery area would contain various sort of files. It would contain the backup files generated through rman, backup pieces, image copies, and flashback log. Now this flashback log here, which is present here, will play a major impact in using flashback database commands. For if so, when you want to use flashback database, you require flashback logs. And so you know now what is flashback recovery area, how flashback database plays a major important role. Flashback logs plays an important role in flashback database related transactions. Now let's know more about flashback recovery area. The flashback recovery area is used even by rman. It is used even by rman, and it's also used by flashback